Welcome to Faces of Ikon. We're live from Bardadyn today, where we're getting in the holiday spirit with the Ikon Institute of Australia's CEO, Seaman. Welcome, Brad. What's your holiday message for the staff and students of Ikon?
Thanks, Leanne. My message for our staff and students is mainly one of gratitude. Thank you very much for your hard work this year, both as students and staff. Working tirelessly to introduce our new degrees and to progress through our courses. We've had lots of exciting things happen this year, and 2018 is shaping up to be a really exciting year ahead. It's important, though, I think, for all of us to pause and to reflect on what's the year's held for us and what we're grateful for, and to enjoy some time with those in our lives that we love and care about. Great time. Merry Christmas.
Thanks, Brad. Now we welcome Peter Bardadyn, our International Education Manager. Thanks for joining us, Peter.
Sure.
Today on Faces of Ikon. Today we have Peter Bardadyn with us from the Ikon Institute of Australia. Peter is Ikon's International Education Manager. Peter, tell me a little bit about your role at Ikon and your background in international education, which I understand is long and varied.
Well, it is. I've been involved in higher education since the mid-90s, and I first got involved in international education way back in 1999. But without doubt, this role as the inaugural education manager with the Ikon Institute is the most exciting role I think I've ever been involved with, because what it is helping establish and develop Ikon not only as an educator in Australia of international students, but as a significant educator of students around the world. So it is very, very exciting from that perspective. Great.
Tell me a little bit about Ikon's course offerings for international students specifically.
Sure. Well, I mean, Ikon has a broad range of programs in the psychotherapy and wellness area, and that is exciting from the point of view of where the world is today. We have certificates, we have diploma programs, and we also have bachelor's programs. And what that means for a student is that there's an opportunity not only to come in and do a Bachelor of Psychotherapy with us, integrative or arts psychotherapy, but also they can come in and test the waters and do a diploma or perhaps a certificate to understand whether it's what they really want to do, really want to help people. And if they do that, they can then move into one of our programs. So quite exciting. And the great thing about that is, from a student perspective, you can package with us. And what that means is you can come in and through one visa, one process, be able to study a certificate or diploma and then go straight on into the bachelor's program, which of course has those 2 years of post-study work rights attached. The real difference, I think, with Ikon is not only that we're global leaders in what we provide, but with that packaging you can also study around the country. So not only can you study in Adelaide, but you can also study in Melbourne and Brisbane, and shortly for international students in Sydney. And what that means is if you come in, say for instance, and you're looking to find some work in the aged care or maybe the disability or healthcare systems, of which there are great opportunities at the moment, you can obviously then move with the job around the country and your studies won't miss a beat. So students love that flexibility. In fact, all of those elements make not only Ikon unique in terms of the programs it delivers, but how it delivers them and where it delivers them. So quite a broad range of opportunities in that wellness area.
Absolutely. Tell me about the process of becoming an international student at Ikon and how this works.
Well, the process for becoming a student at Ikon is very straightforward. Of course, you can use our agent network, but you can also just jump straight online. And we make that straightforward and easy for you. You just have to fill out the application form. We'll send you the links that you need to fill out. And then all you need to do after that is have an interview with one of our heads of school or one of our senior academics, and that's effectively the process. My team has dedicated time frames to be able to return your offer letter within 48 hours or your COE, as it's called, your confirmation of enrolment within 24. From my perspective, having been in the industry for so long, we want to make this process for you as easy and as straightforward as possible, and that's just the way it should be.
What do you think the best thing about being an international student at Ikon actually is?
Well, that's a really good question. I guess in thinking about it, I would have spoken to thousands of students and parents and agents and employers over the years, and the answer with all of them is always the same. Yes, they'll learn something, and that's important. They'll be knowledgeable in their particular discipline. And with Ikon, the great thing about that is you'll be a therapist. You'll be ready on the day that you finish with us to be a therapist. So you're ready to take on the world, as you should be, because you've finished a bachelor's degree. But the real difference, and this is what gets repeated to me so often, is the fact of the education is in a different place, in a different structure, in a different system. Everything is totally different. And what that does is that changes the person. Students say, hey, I enjoyed it so much, it made me, it changed me. I am who I am because I studied in Australia. It's a life-changing experience. They're so glad that they've done it. And I think at the end of the day, yes, there's education, but there's really finding themselves through that education. And that then allows them, not just because they've got an Ikon degree, but that just allows them to take on the world. I mean, if I go back a few years ago now to when I studied, I was born here in Adelaide and I went to university in Adelaide. Studying overseas was never, ever, ever on our radar. And today it's commonplace. Today it's absolutely commonplace that students will go overseas. So we've only got one word for students, and that's Nike. Just do it.
What do you believe the future holds for international graduates, Peter?
Well, I think the future globally is significant. We only use the Australia example of the way that wellness is now spoken of and acted in so many parts of our society today, as well as the growing importance and the recognition of that importance of mental health in mainstream Australia. And that's happening around the world. So I think there's great career prospects, lifelong prospects in the area of psychotherapy, not just in Australia but around the world. So that creates a lot of opportunities. If you look at it pretty simply, of course we've got psychologists and psychiatrists. They look after the mental health of very ill people. We've got doctors who look after the physical health of people. And within that space you've got physiotherapists, you've got occupational therapists, you've got speech therapy, a whole range of therapy in the physical side, but you don't necessarily yet in Australia and other parts of the world have it on the mental health side of things, and that's where psychotherapy fits, and it fits very well. So there are great opportunities. Yes, at the moment there are not necessarily all the places in the world that you can possibly think of that realise they need psychotherapy, but there's more than enough that desperately know they need them now, and they need a lot of them. So from a career perspective, and as I said, a lifelong career perspective, I think the opportunities are significant, and Ikon is at the forefront of that education, and that education will roll out across the world as we help people to help other people.
Thanks for joining us, everyone, today for Faces of Ikon, and join us next Wednesday when we have Seaman, our CEO.